Hey, Coach Vera here. Welcome to the video, ladies. And today I want to talk about one of the biggest frustration in my life past. And I see that this thing is coming up more and more in pretty much every group, in every post that I see online, especially if you are insulin resistant, type 2 diabetic, you have metabolic syndrome, and it's the inability for you to be able to lose weight, okay? Or to look better, or to look with a better body, or having a better body composition. And it's really, there are three main reasons, probably a few more, but three main ones that are responsible for you to keep you on the situation you are, okay? And we're gonna dive deep into that, specifically what would I do, or what would I suggest you do to be able to understand which one of these three main reasons you are responsible for. Okay, we're gonna do some work. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you what things that you can start doing right away. But mostly it's really to get you clear. Now, one of the biggest misconception is when you are unable to lose weight, especially if you are insulin resistant, you have an inflexible metabolism, is you thinking that that is the main problem. Okay, insulin resistance or having an inflexible metabolism is keeping you in the spot you are. Okay, what insulin resistant is basically the inability for your cells to process glucose at an excellent level. Therefore, when your body should burn fat, technically, when you're at rest, and when your body should burn carbohydrates or glucose, when you're moving, your activity or exercising, is unable to do that effectively, right? So it creates a bunch of reactions in the body, a bunch of inflammations. If you have metabolic syndrome, much like I had, you probably have problems such as triglyceride as well. Your blood lab would show maybe higher blood pressure, triglycerides, in addition to insulin resistance, right? Or not having a fasting glucose below 4.5 millimole, okay? So when you think that you have an issue and this issue is preventing you from achieving the weight loss you want, or from allowing you to lose weight, you always look for solution such as drastic things, or better say, what a lot of doctors I see proponing today inside the health space, which is basically one-sided approach, such as fasting, such as keto, such as cutting off carbs, such as going completely vegan. And they think, or better say, for some people, obviously for let's say 20% of the people, it would work. For another 10% of the people, it would work and then stop working, because those things, such as diets, such as approaches, such as restrictions, are taken out of context, okay? And if you take stuff out of context, this is the main problem, because they do not teach you how to effectively lose weight. They do not teach you the science of weight loss. They teach you that for your problem, you need a specific solution, such as fasting, such as keto, such as low carb, such as eating 20 grams of carb a day. And what happens when these things stop working? Two things happen. Number one, you get frustrated and you feel like you have a genetical disposition. Number two, realistically, there is not so much you can do after unless you're going to fix the issue. And sometimes it takes long. So what are the three main things preventing you from losing weight? First and foremost, if you understand that even if you are a diabetic or insulin resistant or metabolic syndrome, this is not keeping you from losing weight, then you can start seeing unpackaging why are the main reasons of you not losing weight. Now, one of the most, probably the most underestimated, let's say it this way, reasons why you don't lose weight is because you know that to create weight loss, you need a sustainable calorie deficit, right? And you need a hormonal balance, right? So most people, they feel like they're not losing weight because in fact, they're not in a deficit. Whether they're using a fasting approach, whether they're doing fasting, right? The whole premise about the fasting is to create this calorie deficit for a very long window of time, and then eating for another window of time. But if you eat more calories than you need in this window of time, you're no longer in a deficit. There is no anything magical in eating only between 8 and 12 at night, right? I mean, you do need to understand if you're in a deficit. Some people are doing more of a balanced diet, yet They forget to factor the oil that they put in the salad. They forget the snack. They forget what they drank. They forget to understand that your body thinks in weeks and not in days. So you're not in a deficit. You misestimating. Like I hear this all the time. I'm in a 1,200 calorie diet. In realistically, they're eating 2,000 calories, right? So they're not in a deficit. This is one of the 3 top reasons for sure. The other one, and this is more, and we're going from the easiest one to fix to the most difficult. The second one, which is I would say also a problem, that these people, like maybe you watching, like you have insulin resistance, you listen to a doctor or whatever, and I'm not talking about a physician, I'm talking about those YouTube doctors that they tell you to do fasting, for example. They tell you to do that without your body being ready to do that, right? You're not ready to diet. You might have jumped from vegan, then you might have jumped to keto, and then you want to do fasting, right? You're going to try with willpower. Understand there is no thing such as willpower when it comes to physiology. If your body is fighting back, you're not going to be able to fight your willpower. You're not going to fix it with your willpower. It's going to be a battle against gravity. So how are you sure that you're in a good position to be able to do any diet, okay? You achieve, first and foremost, metabolic balance. You achieve what I call metabolic restoration, okay? So it's very important for you to understand this part. If you don't get this part right, you're always gonna struggle, okay? So how do you do that? Like you need to at least consume 28 calories per kilogram of body. So let's say that you're weighing 100 and like we're gonna do that. Like say a woman that weighs 160 pounds, or if you are in kilograms, it's great. Like you already have your body weight, right? If you are in pounds, you convert this to body weight, 72 grams, and you are doing 28 times 72. So you need to be sure that you're eating at least 2,000 calories before you're starting to cut, before you're starting to reduce, okay? There is 2 parts of it, like the calorie part, and then you need to understand also how many carbs you need. By you going to 20 grams of carb a day, it's not gonna fix your problem, unfortunately, okay? So you do need to understand that, mainly because your body is either too adapted or it's not ready for a diet right now. And if you keep going back and forth, you know, you're just gonna exacerbate the problem and you're gonna be frustrated for years. The third one, most difficult to fix, is your body is adapted, meaning like you've been having some results, you probably don't know exactly how. Again, you do a fasting, you do intermittent fasting, you do keto, you do whatever the case is. And the problem with those protocols is not really a problem. The problem is that those protocols don't have a plan for you to get out of the diet. So they make you lose weight, but they don't have a plan for you to maintain the weight loss. This is the biggest problem I see on and by the way, I say all that because I am insulin resistant. So I know exactly that this can be fixed and helping so many people before today, right? So if you are adapted, if you get weight loss, but then it stops, you know, you'll start experiencing things such as bad sleep, low energy, not be able to perform, and not be able to do exercise, not having a lot of cravings, a lot of hunger all the time. You are right now getting your metabolism adapted in addition to be insulin resistant. So the metabolism itself is going to create more problems is going to go to make you go to probably the next step, which for most people, unfortunately, if you do that for years chronically, it becomes diabetes, type 2 diabetic, right? So to fix that, you do need to prime your metabolism, or better, restore, or, you know, repair your, if you want to call it, like, it's not the scientific term, but that's what needs to happen, right? How do you do that? You basically need to fix those symptoms before. You need to start sleeping better. You need to start having more energy, and usually it would be reverse any sort of patterns or behavior you're doing. So if you dieted for years, chances are it's not dieting right now. If you are overworking out or moving too much, chances are that's part of the problem. If you're stressing all the time, chances are you need to see what's keeping you stressed to minimize that, right? So this is the hardest to fix. It takes, for some people, a week, some people takes 6 months, right? But understand that if you have an issue you need to fix, you know, 6 months you fix it, then you're good. Like you took maybe 6 years to get into the point, right? And now you can fix it in a few months, right? So to understand which better this applies to your particular case, the way to do it, the first step is to do it, is to take this test or assessment that I have created, which tells you exactly what the situation is like. Being able to rate certain things, be able to see what your patterns are, your workouts, your output, your calorie, gives me a better idea, according to whatever I saw, to tell you exactly in which stage you probably are, okay? And again, this is all, this is basically empirical research, right? But it's something that gives you a lot of clarity into fixing the problem, okay? So it's important for you to understand that the major frustration you have right now, not be able to lose weight, it is not because of the insulin resistance. It is not because of diabetes. It is not because of the metabolic syndrome. It is not because of anything wrong with your genetic, unless you are so adapted that you have a metabolic disposition, which is 1% of the population usually. In any case, it's reversible and it's pretty much easier to do than you probably think, okay? So first thing, comment down below, assessment, and I'm gonna send you over what you need to do. After you have done that, I'm gonna get back at you with a personal message of what the game plan should be. And for most of you, you're gonna require to start tracking things such as your biofeedback. It's gonna require to get into a protocol of nutrition and exercise that fits your particular needs, okay? So there is no way of me saying, okay, just do fasting, just do that. It's usually very personalized. So this is Coach Jerry here. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions, of course, and like and share this. And before I forget, add somebody into the group that you feel like needs help with this, as well as you might be, and post down below the comment. Bye-bye.